So this is a Sterling Eccles Quartz. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got the hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake. We'll go through this all in person here on site. Front of the van you've got the gas bottle with gas valve on top, open and close on top, and you've got your reverse thread fitment going into the bottle itself. You've got your water pump coming out the side of the van, so you've got the blue connection here. You can pull the blue connection back and drop your water pump end into the tank itself. You've then got your mains power lead coming into the side of the van for your mains power, and you've got your 110 amp leisure battery in the side of the van there. The water barrel, you'll always make sure that it's full prior to trying to fill the water system inside of the van, and we'll walk you through that when we get inside the van. You've got the heating flue for the heating systems and the hot water systems, and then you've got the wind down leg on either side at the front of the van to stabilise the caravan while it's in use. The motor mover and wheel nuts, so we'll talk the wheel nuts before the caravan leaves site to 120 Newton meters, and the motor mover, you'll see a demonstration of that later in the video. The fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, and that's what these two grey waste pipes are for, just down here. So you put your 2 bits of grey pipe in and drop them down into the waste master that comes as part of the Super Starter pack. You've then got your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink toilet fluid. Then in the bottom here you've also got your toilet waste cassette, which you remove from the side of the van by pulling up the orange handle and pulling towards you. The neck here turns out to allow the waste to be tipped out, and on the back of the toilet cassette you've got your orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van on either side again you have your wind down legs, as you can see. We've got one down for the purpose of handover, but like I said, when you're on site you'd use all 4 legs to stabilise the caravan, but you'd never lift the caravan with the legs off the ground due to the fact it could damage the floor of the van. You've then got your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the van, so that is to access the storage, like I said, underneath there. Then got a 3-pin socket coming out the side of the van, so if you want to connect power out to your awning, you can do that from the power that comes into the van through the socket on the other side. With the storage locker for underneath the front seating area, and then you've got your gas barbecue point at the front of the van also. Below that you've got your wind down leg for this side of the van. Going inside the van now. First of all, you're going to need to turn on the mains power above the door with the mains connected on the outside of the van. So you're going to turn that on. And the lights here above are indicating that I've got mains power coming into the caravan and mains power coming into the caravan and mains power from the post outside. The dots on the car here will appear orange when you connect it to the car and the caravan, and if you've got all 3 connected you'll need to either disconnect the car or the power post, depending on which one, whether you're towing the van off or whether you're setting it up on site. On the left hand side here you've got your battery level, which takes you, as you can see, is working at 14 volts at the moment, and you've also got the view levels on this side where you can check the levels also. The vehicle battery here, when you connect to the car, will tell you how much power the vehicle is putting through to the caravan itself. The water pump run here I'll come back to in a second. I'm just going to turn that off for a moment. But the next thing we're going to come to is actually filling the water system on board the van. So underneath the seat on the far right hand side of the van we have the yellow drain down valve. That yellow drain down valve, when it's parallel with the floor like it is now, means you can fill the water system up. When it's pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, it's actually the drain position, so that actually drain all of the water out of the systems on board the caravan. So to fill it, like I said, parallel with the floor, you're then going to come over to each tap around the van, and you're going to open them all up on the hot side of the water heater. So you open the tap up on the hot side here. When you first turn it on, you won't actually have water coming out of the system, as I'm sure you can probably appreciate, due to the fact it had been drained down. And again, you'll open all the taps up on the sink in the bathroom and the shower itself as well. Once you've got all them taps open and you've got your aqua roll connected on the outside and the yellow valve parallel with the floor, you'll be able to come over to the control panel above the door and turn on the water pump. Once the water system's full, the water will run out of each tap continuously, as it is now. And once you have got all the water, once you've got water running out of every tap on board the van, you'll be able to shut this tap down and that will allow you to then go to the water heating for the caravan itself. Now as you come in the door, as you can see, you've got the door there, and on the left hand side as you come in, you've got your control panel for your heating and hot water for the caravan. Now depending on what caravan site you're on, will depend on how much power you can run into the caravan for your heating and hot water systems. So you've either got off, if you're running off grid, and you'll be able to use the gas, and I'll go through that in a moment, or you've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of power available to use for your heating and hot water. Here on site we can only run 1 kilowatt, hence why I've got it set on the 1 here, but depending on what site you're on, you could potentially go all the way up to the 3. Now if you're not sure of what power source you can use, you would need to ask on the site you go to, or when you go to a site, ask in the office to how much power you can run through into the caravan. Once you've got that set, you can control the internal temperature of the caravan by going minus or plus, as you can see here. So like I said, that will set the room temperature. So we're just going to turn that up to 20. That will then kick the heating in and start warming the caravan up. Below that, you've got your option to run your hot water. Now, when the caravan temperature is above 10 degrees, you'll actually notice the water heating comes on automatically. So once, like I said, once you've turned on the heating above 10 degrees, the water heating will come on automatically. However, if you're only at 5 degrees on the heating because it's a warm day and you just want water, you would actually be able to turn the hot water off completely. So at the moment, this bar here is indicating to me that the water is turned on due to the fact we've got some temperature going through the heating system. If you wanted to boost the water system, you can press the button on the right hand side, and as you can see here, that bar has now gone completely black. Once that bar has gone completely black, that actually means the heating water booster is kicked in, water heating booster is kicked in, and it will be operating to warm the water. If you was running on a site with no mains power, you could actually select gas on down the bottom here, and that will ignite the heating and hot water systems on gas. If you're on a site where you had low power available, like the 1 kilowatt that we've got here, again, you could use the gas to boost that system. On the right hand side here, you've got a screen lock to lock the control panel itself. So the next thing you're probably going to want to be doing is getting the beers and wine nice and cold, ready to relax in the evening. So to turn the fridge on, you've got the power button on the left hand side here. And as you can see at the moment, we're connected to mains power for the fridge itself. You can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side here, the thermometer button. And that's the temperature control whether you're on mains or gas. To ignite the fridge on gas, you'll very simply press the gas button just here. And that will allow the gas system to ignite. And once it does ignite, that will carry on running till the gas bottle runs out essentially, so do keep an eye on your gas levels. But again, like I said, you control the temperature on the right hand side. If it ever failed to ignite, it'd actually flash the blue light here and also the red warning light on the right hand side. If you wanted to use 12 volts while you're towing down the road to use the fridge as a cool box, you could do that as long as you're connected to a car before you try turning it on. It would actually, like I said, work as a cool box, so the beers and wine are semi-cold before you got on site. I'm going to put it on back onto 240 for now, but that beeping and flashing that you saw, that is actually the same as what it would do if it failed to ignite on gas. Next up, I'm just going to show you the cooker working, so you can see everything's working as it should on the cooker. That's your hob. You've then got your grill down below. Then underneath, that was a grill, sorry, then underneath you have your oven itself. Microwave, just so you can see it working. Power on and cancel. In the bathroom, you've got the toilet, which has an electric flush on top. So when you fill it from the outside, you'll be able to use the flush system. You've then also got your full indicator light here to let you know when the toilet waste cassette under the van is full. And you've got the toilet waste handle down here, which allows the toilet waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. So you'd always need to open it up before you use the loo facilities on the van. The next part of the video is going to be a motor mover demonstration from the outside. And I'll take you through how that works and just show you the van moving backwards and forwards and turning, etc. Just so you can see it is all working as it should. Thank you very much for watching so far. And like I said, the next part will be the motor mover demo. So I'll be back with you in a moment. Thank you very much. So to operate the motor mover, the first thing we're going to do is take the red power key that you see here. Take it round to the far side of the van. In the battery locker, you'll see you've got this power switch at the top here that will go into place, and you'll turn the key 90 degrees to turn the power onto the mover. At that point, we'll go around to the other side of the van. We'll turn on the controller itself, so you press the 2 green buttons. Once it's loaded up, you'll have 1 green dot on one side, as you can see here. Then to engage the mover against the wheel, you'll very simply press the middle button and the forward arrow. And in a second it should start. There we go. And you'll notice, sorry, it's actually the middle button and the back arrow. So the middle button and the back arrow at the same time. The lights will start flashing. As you can see, the mover is now moving up against the wheel, and that is now engaged up against the wheel. At that point, you can release the handbrake from the front of the van. And then you'll be able to use a controller to move the car backwards, forwards and around. So you've got forwards, you've got backwards, you've got turn, and turn, and the same in reverse also. If you wanted to spin the car on the spot, you could use the 2 buttons opposite each other. As you can see. Thank you very much for watching the video on the Sterling Eccles Quartz. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.